Oh, Paul Finebaum is still going with the Kirby and Dabo Sweeney comments. I love it. It cracks me. It bothers the Clemson people so much, man. It's too funny. If Paul, you may recall, not that long ago was talking about how Dabo was yesterday's news, which is, I don't think inaccurate. And he came back and sort of corrected it. Here's what he had to say on his program not that long ago. He said, a lot of people who've reacted to my comments need to understand the context. I can look at a record book as easily as you can, and we can add it up and come to any conclusion we want. I just said Kirby Smart is where college football is right now. Dabo Sweeney is yesterday's news. A lot of people insinuated that as me saying Sweeney is dead. I'm just saying Kirby is better right now, and that's how I feel based on what I see. I analyze college football in the moment. I'm not a historian. I'm an analyst. Yeah, but he understands. He's a historian too. He understands that. He's both. He goes on to say, "Don't give me 5 years ago. Dabo is still here. I would say Dabo is the third best coach in college football. Is that an insult? No. I'm just saying Kirby is better than he is. The coach closest to Nick Saban in college football is Kirby Smart. First of all, yes, completely. That last take, there's no question. He is definitely the closest person to Nick Saban. What I feel like is going on here is that Paul can feel something that he thinks is coming, which is that Clemson's not going to be as good in the future. And he's going to talk about it. While he's pointing us in that direction, he's also saying, whatever is in the future right now, Kirby's better. There's no question. I mean, when you get DAWGSTRUCTION, hold on. When you get DAWGSTRUCTION, you literally get the part about Georgia whipping Clemson's ass this past year. No, it wasn't a blowout. Clemson didn't score a touchdown. That's not good football, right? And for as good as Dabo is, he's never beaten a team with Kirby Smart as the coach on the other side. It's not happened. So who's the better coach? The one that won the only game, the one that won the most recent national championship, the one that's never lost to the other? You tell me. Now, we're not sycophants here. We're not sycophants, are we? No. I'm not. Y'all might be. I am not a sycophant. But I cannot spell sycophant, by the way. But Paul's correct. Kirby is better than Dabo, particularly right now. And I would argue in the time that both have been head coaches, Dabo has an extra national championship because Kirby's first year was in 16. But I would argue in their, 6 years or whatever it is, Kirby's been the better coach. I mean, um, we're talking about all of Kirby's career versus the peak of Dabo's career. Let's review, shall we? The first 6 years of Dabo Sweeney's time at Clemson, because I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. You know what? I'm gonna let you in on a secret after I do my pitch, which is if you get DAWGSTRUCTION today, you get the college football. You get the Georgia Bulldog Dog Post 2022 preview. Okay, this comes for free. It comes in the package. You get both of them, not this size. It'll be about this size, same package. Do not miss out on this opportunity. I am not printing tons of these. I literally am not printing tons of these. That would mean 2,000. I am not printing that many of these. You need to get this while you can. It's not on bookshelves. You can only order it down below. You buy this, you get this. I will have them on Friday the 24th. I will mail them out on Friday the 24th if I have your order. If you only want the preview, just click below to get the preview. Let's discuss the first 6 years of of Dabo Sweeney. We're going to give him his first full year, okay? We're not going to do the year where Tommy Bowden was fired, okay? 2009, 9-5. 2010, 6-7. Kirby Smart's never had a losing season. 2011, 10-4. 2012, 11-2. 2013. This is when it's sort of started. That's year 5 for Clemson. That was 2012, 11-2. Top 10 finish. First time he'd ever been a top 10 finish as a head coach. 2013. This was his 6th year. He won the Orange Bowl. That was the year they beat Georgia in Athens. The year after that, which was his 7th year, they lost to Georgia, finished top 15, and went to the Russell Athletic Bowl. So, just as an aside, Gator Bowl, Music City Bowl, Meineke Car Care Bowl, Orange Bowl, Chick-fil-A Bowl before it was a big deal, and then Orange Bowl. So, I did that wrong. I included the Gator Bowl, Music City Bowl, Meineke Car Care Bowl. I don't know what that is. Orange Bowl, that's a legit bowl. Chick-fil-A before it was a BCS Bowl, Orange Bowl, and then the Russell Athletic Bowl. So they're not the same. They're both really good, but they're not the same. No, they're not. And we can't feast on only the good parts. We can't talk about Kirby's time and not mention the loss to Texas or the loss to South Carolina. There's not a lot of low points. I mean, in Kirby's run to national championships, they didn't lose to Syracuse, right? Or to the playoff. They didn't lose to Pitt. You know, that just didn't happen. So their losses in those games were to teams that were in the top 10 or, to the number one team in the country. So I think Paul is trying to signal that he feels like it's not the same moving forward for Dabo. And I think that I'm not certain of that for a couple of different reasons. Number one, Clemson still recruited pretty well. They've not recruited at the level of Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia. They've recruited at the level of probably Oklahoma, so pretty good. Number two, superb quarterback play can really bail you out. And they have had that. And they had that from 14, well, really from 15 to 20. They had that. Well, that coincides with all of the runs to the playoff. When they did not have good quarterback play last year, they wound up in the Cheez It Bowl. I called it the Cheese Puff Bowl. That's my mistake. But when you play in these off brand bowls, I don't know. I'm not going to keep up with them. I'm sorry. I don't know what the Liberty Bowl's sponsor was in 2016 when Georgia went there, but I think it was AutoZone, but it might have been FedEx. No, it wasn't. It was not FedEx. So you get my point. Third, look, I even hesitate doing this because it's so old, but the ACC is not a good conference. All right. It's not a good league. And when you have the capability to sleepwalk to the ACC championship game and you face, you know, a not good North Carolina or, the only time they were really challenged was in 2020. And that was a 2-loss Clemson team that lost to Notre Dame up there in overtime and got blown out by Ohio State. That was the only time they had a challenging ACC championship game. So it's not the same at all. And they won that game decisively, which I thought they would, but they won that game decisively. And really, DJ Uiagalelei has been a disappointment. I don't think he needs people to tell him that. He just knows what it is. But the next quarterback that's so special might not be, because that's what happened with DJ. That's what happened with Jacob Eason at Georgia. That happens, man. I mean, it's just guys don't always work where they're at, and I think another issue is for Clemson, they've really not embraced the transfer portal and the possibilities of it. DeAndre Kendrick is not in the book a lot, but he does have a national championship ring from this year. And he does because he transferred to Georgia and played right away. And, De'Arion Kendrick, excuse me. He was a very important, helpful person for the Dogs. He helped them on that side. Now, would they have still won the national championship without him? Maybe. I mean, probably. I don't know. We can't know what we don't know. I cannot believe he's not in this. No, here he is. So here's a good shot of Kendrick right there. That helped fill a hole for Georgia. They got a starting corner. Do you think a starting corner would have helped Clemson this past year? I do, but their real problem was at quarterback. Paul probably heard a bunch of grief behind the scenes from either I don't know, maybe it wasn't behind the scenes. Maybe he just wanted to clarify it. Maybe he was tired of it looking like he's just ready to shit on Dabo whenever. I don't know, because it does seem like he does that sometimes. But Dabo earns getting shit on sometimes, y'all. I mean, it just and Kirby does too. But Dabo's really good at it. And that's the difference. Um, I do think Clemson's going to take a step back. I don't know who's going to win the league this year. I think that's a great question in the ACC. But if we're picking people to start programs right now, if you don't pick Kirby Smart, there needs to be an explanation as to why. Because right now, if you pick Ryan Day, if you pick Dabo, if you pick Nick Saban, now I'm talking about moving forward here. I'll listen to it, but I need to know why. You tell me who you would pick to start your program right now.